Hi, this is a personal vlog, just discussing wind. I was over there, and I was in a wall, and oh my God, I could not sleep last night. That's probably from my crabby mood today, because these like twisters would come through, right? It's not like this. This is peaceful because I found out the wind's moving southwest, so I have a wall that's working for me rather than against me. Because I was in a wall. My wall was located to the south of me, and as soon as any Olympus, they hadn't bothered to check. You know, they don't know anything. Every major world religion has given an origin story that turned out not to be true. So I think it's safe to bet that humans don't know what the fuck they're talking about, and that this place is Cannibal Island. It is evolutionary. It is somehow life got started. It's been going on a long time. 99% of the species who've ever lived have died. And that's not wrong, that's right to say and think. And so your survival, my survival and my happiness were nowhere on life's agenda. Life hadn't planned for that shit at all. And all the prayers asking for some change in circumstances were a hoax. It just simply didn't happen. Just simply didn't happen. Um, you got to eat to live. You get old and die. There's social competition. A man's life is ruined by the existence of other men. Yeah, being a young boy loving your mother is a complete experience. Then you find out there's other girls for you to get to know. Oh my God. That is beautiful, right? Just this expanding family. Not correct. You have to fight the other men for that. It's not paradise for a man. A man is, see, women are XX, meaning they have genetic stability. They have two copies of the same genes. It says, don't experiment with this one, right? She is stable. She is who she is, right? And then the XY, I've even heard them call that. The Y is like the house of mirrors. It's going to cause uniqueness in men. It's going to cause men to do divergent things. And then whatever is successful and wins and gets selected, that gets propagated, right? It's not for like love. True love was never in nature's agenda for me. It was, can you fight all the other men and win? Are you better than literally all of them? And there's only a few that are going to get that prize. So, yeah. I got genitally mutilated by a cult as a child and told I'm going to hell. It's the slave class. Yeah, Christianity is the slave class. If you have a Christian background, you don't have wisdom. You're like a terrorist. You are. Anyone who's deeply religious is a terrorist because they believe bullshit. It's just not real. It's not real. The Bible fucks up. Not many people read the early books of the Bible. They think you can ignore that and just go to the later ones. The early books of the Bible give a literal lineage. They said this person lived this long, had this person. This person lived this long, had that person. And later on, they get to where the big characters like David, a part of that lineage, exist. Well, the problem is the lineage makes the mistake of giving us a very precise time frame for the Great Flood and the beginning of time. And as we find, there's no evidence for either of those. Is that there's evidence humans have been around for 300,000 years at least. You know what I mean? We don't have any evidence of earlier than that humans, but and so what we know is we know the Bible is a hoax. The Bible is a hoax. Somebody said this is the word of God. You got to cut a piece of your kid's dick off and you're going to hell. You better believe in Jesus and get baptized. Like it gives you all these remedial procedures for a problem it invents and a world history that isn't accurate, right? And I grew up in that. And now it's my responsibility. I'm 35, living, camping, going, why does my dick hurt? Oh, I was circumcised. Some priest, some Shahil priest, you should look at circumcision tools. They will make you cringe. Like, and they've been doing it to millions of babies. Like, you guys weren't going to mention the millions of men getting genitally mutilated. Well, the thing is, they like that because it makes it. Here's why. Men naturally, this isn't logic, this is just how they are. Men naturally thwart the sexual activities of other men. Let me tell you, that's all I saw in school. Grade school, if you say you like a girl, you will have 3, 4 other boys compete and say they like her too. You can't have nothing in this world without everyone else wanting some of it. And so it's Mouth City. And so that's what they did to control men. They cut a piece of their dick off and said they're going to hell. Not historically accurate, not the word of any being called God. No deity said to write that. Otherwise, it would have been accurate. And it wouldn't have said so many human things. So, yeah. The Greco-Romans knew they were cucked by the Africans, and so they leaned into it and made it the only way. They're like, you have to be extra small or else. That's only for making a baby. You better not enjoy yourself. That's the way they thought about it. But all that is that's the intuitive nature in a man thwarting the sexual activities of other men. Because if I have a bunch of babies and have a bunch of kids, now your children have to compete with my kids. Now my genetic line is stronger in the Earth family. And so the fact that most species who've lived here have gone extinct, what that means is that humanity is in a precarious point. We're not divine, we aren't chosen by God, and this was not made for our enjoyment. We are a machine surviving through replication and consumption. We live through eating. We are part of the cannibal species. We don't generate any energy ourselves. We take it. We take energy. And so we've learned how to grow it ourselves and how to manipulate it so we have more. But we really are still just the chaos apes. We're still just the chaos apes. These people have no limit or threshold for violence and disaster. None whatsoever. Except, and the time when you have to get really worried about people is when they start acting virtuous. When people start acting like their shit don't stink, they're 1 second away from scapegoating somebody. And I've seen everybody scapegoat each other. Families turn against each other, nations, all that. It's Cannibal Island. It's Eat O'Clock. It's a bunch of people fighting. You know what I mean? So anyway, yeah, old men threatened by the existence of young men have made big dicks illegal forever and have genitally mutilated babies just to keep them from touching their girls. Such is the preternatural nature of the awareness of sex games. Like, these people are programmed with it. You know, let's say I make a move and have a young girl. Every old woman on earth is going to thwart that. Oh, you don't need her. Oh, that. I've seen it. I've seen my grandpa throw me under the bus to get to the girl. I've seen my dad throw me under the bus to get to the girl. These are people who are reportedly holy, right? Nature knows in the breeding game that men have to beat other men to get there. And the reason this is interesting is that the only people who are alive today did that. The only humans who are alive today were meaner and more selfish than the other humans. Without fail. Some people got there through charisma, you know what I mean? They were carried along because people liked them. And so that's the Christian strategy, is be pleasant, be likable, provide things, be interesting, right? And then you don't have to fight people, then you're just an asset. It's different than the evolution. And in a way I could see what Christianity was trying to do. It's made up by men. It is. It's made up. Don't get me wrong. No God authored a single line of the Bible, not one. As made up as Spider-Man, for sure. I know it says it isn't. The Bible says it's the word of God, and so does everyone else, but it's not. It's the word of a man. We know that because it doesn't have historicity. It gives a history of the earth that's like it's too young by a factor of like 100 or something like that. It's like it's just not accurate. It's just not true. Um, and we have a different explanation for where people came from than women came out of a rib, right? Like that's how the Bible is kind of mixing in sexual imagery with it, but yeah. You won't have a whole man if you get rid of his sex. You'll make a basically you'll make a cruel person who disguises himself in virtue, pretty much, even from his own mind. Um, but yeah, I mean, this place is tough. I mean, there's no guarantee for any of us. None. There's been no guarantee for 99% of the species here. And it's clear as hell that God is not dictating anything here. Like, if you can write a book such as the Bible and speak for God super strongly and have it not be the Word of God, means there's no such being taking care of that. The idea that God would get to us about what this place is, and the idea that God takes care of what happens here, is a complete illusion. That is not the case. That is not the case at all. This place does not care, you know? These poor little bunny rabbits get eaten ass first and shit like that. And there's no reincarnation because it's just like the reincarnation religions say this has been around quintillions of years, and it clearly has not. It's not quintillions. And so the reincarnation religions are off. There's no reincarnation. The reason why some people look similar to other people is that the trick that makes them look how they look is ancestral. You might be surprised to go back 100,000 years and see people who look like me and whoever's watching this, just like we are, right? But anyway, yeah, you dastardly tricksters. Being a trickster is a valid path in nature. There's plenty of animals that use bright colors and buffoonery to fool. TikTok's no different. TikTok's a type of trap. They use hyper beautiful people who are AI augmented. They look better than anyone who's ever looked. Like, I look great here. I could barely look at myself in the mirror when I went to get food. Like, when I washed my hands, I was like, oh my god, I'm so ugly and, like, old and, like, I got a skin disease, it's like my nose, I get blackheads. It clears it up here. They'll wash it off. I look great. But I'm wretched to the eyes. And that comes from the life I've lived. It's a really hard life. Um, and I think it started with like sexual abuse and lying from Christianity. Christianity is just a lie. It's just a lie. A human wrote it, knew he was making it up, and said, "No, God told me to tell you that." Lo, and isn't it so that as soon as you have a crowd, there might be one doubter, but as soon as it's clear the whole crowd is on the side of the preacher, the doubter is gonna join him. He's gonna be like, I have no choice. And now you have thousands of years later and billions of babies mutilated, all for, trust me, bro, just to keep these damn men off my girls. Because that is like, it pisses me the fuck off. Like, boys are disgustingly mean to other boys. Like, I can't even tell you. It's the most ruthless, cutthroat, shitty thing ever. If there is reincarnation, may God save my soul. But who am I fooling, right? If it weren't for my heart and my brain and my past and my DNA and all my cells and all the things that happen to make me who I am, if it wasn't for that, I would have no personality and I wouldn't exist. You could film a rock for 100 years; it's never going to give a speech like I gave. But this power was developed over time, right? This power was developed over breeding and survival. People asked what happened to the Neanderthals. I'll tell you what happened. We committed genocide. Yeah, the race of humans who have existed, if you'll notice, they talk like they're good and they're awful. They're doing horrible things. Like, these people are showing commercials, buy Coca-Cola. They just like overthrew a government and caused a civil war, and they're like, ha, it's just another day in America. I fucking hate this place. Death can't come soon enough. Death can't come soon enough. And I definitely wouldn't do this to a baby. I remember being a kid around all of you. You guys are heartless. The teachers were heartless. My classmates were heartless. It's like if a human is showing warmth and affection, that is like 1/8 of their whole personality wheel. Don't get fooled by it. They have a lot else that they're gonna do to you, and it's because they're animals. It's an evolutionary creature. And so the hypocrisy is that the only thing that matters is breeding and survival. That's it. That's what, because if you don't, this is like, I feel like there's some numbskull who just won't get this point. You just like won't understand what I'm telling you. If your ancestors didn't breed, you don't exist. Anyone who lives is like, let's say they just live as like an abstinent. That's an end to a line. You cut that branch off. That branch doesn't branch anymore. It doesn't make any copies of itself. It's gone, right? And so that's the only game there is what bred and what survived. That covers all the warlords. That covers all the cheaters. That covers, yeah, the side of virtue is some people saying, I don't want to be a nasty animal to you just to get what I need out of life, but that's actually the only way you're going to get it. You know what I mean? We're fine with the captivation of trillions of cows, slaughtering them all every year just so everyone has beef. Totally fine with that. They can't stop that at all. Genitally mutilating children, good. Those boys will keep their hands off my women. That's what time it is. That's what time it is. It's snake o'clock on Cannibal Island. Don't think it's anything else. These people don't have virtue to give you. They don't have logic to give you. They don't have rightness to give you. They have Monkey Island. That's it. It's Monkey Island. Walked past this dude at the gas station. He literally started huffing at me. Making that noise. He wants to fight immediately. Something in him, his ancestors, got him to today because they were that way. They fight everyone. They turf over everyone. They're constantly going. And then when they get the chance to breed, they breed with all the women they can. And that's who exists today. That's who you are. That's who we are. There ain't no virtue here. God's not talking through us. And because 99% of the people, the species who lived on this planet don't exist anymore, you'd better believe nature doesn't give a fuck about keeping us around. If we don't make it, it's because we failed. But yeah, I'm out here because I know what time it is. You guys act like you're moral and good. That children of God shit is fake. You are not. You eating shit. You steal. You raid. You use people for social advancement. I've seen enough of that. I'm on TikTok minding my own business. Some dude comes through. He hasn't heard what I've said. He says, you're stupid and what you said makes no sense. And then he says, you're dirty and you ought to have a bath. And then he said, like, he just like, this person is just literal trash. It's like, it's like, fuck your life. Bing bong. Fuck you. Did he listen to what I had to say? No. But he's not there to be a charitable, young, nice son of God. He's not that way. He's an evolutionary creature. He has to turf. He has to make me wrong so my thoughts and words don't go further than his. 100%, that's all it is. That's all it is. And there's tons of strategies to get through that. Gay is a type of strategy. You want to paralyze and eliminate male competitors? Be a slight homo. And nature might like it. You know what I mean? Because a society of men that works together gets a lot done. Way more people get fed. Way more advances get made. It's just a better society. And so nature's like, yeah, make men slightly gay. Why not? If men love each other and care about each other, that'd be way better than having them all fight each other. But, that's, to me, the gay thing falls apart because those gay men would, in a heartbeat, fuck a girl and have a kid. If they thought they could get it on the side, no one would notice. I think so. I think they would. I think that homosexuality would end the moment they were in the henhouse. And it would be back on and as thick as ever when they left. It'd be like it never happened. So, yeah. That's what time it is. It's cheat o'clock. It's Dick 30. It's if I got in there and I got it, then you didn't, and I exist. That's who these people are. You can't trust them. Why do you think cops took like $40 billion out of Americans' cars the past couple of years? Like, they just, if you have a pile of money in your car, when cops pull you over, that money is going in their pockets. And they'll tell you it's been extremely good for us. We make a lot of money doing that. That cop's, when he finds a pile of money, he goes, good, this will get me a boat. You know what I mean? He'll just take it. He doesn't care. He doesn't believe in God. He's seen this place long enough. He knows God doesn't exist. We were not the point of life. Clear. And I wasn't even loved by my family. Clear. You got dad. It is so ingrained in people, in men, to compete with other men and win. Because that's what the surviving ancestors did. That a dad will throw his own son under the bus 100%. How many sons with girlfriends, let's say 18-year-old and a 19-year-old girlfriend. You come home with that, how many sons have seen their dads suddenly up the competitiveness and disqualify their son and try to get their own girl, try to get their son's girl? I've seen that shit happen. I know other people have too. Y'all not that good. Y'all ain't that good. You're not fooling me. I don't owe you virtue and respect because ain't none of it been given to me. What are you doing touching my dick with a knife when I'm a baby? Excuse you. We're at war. We are at war. I'm not your friend. I know. How many baby dicks have you altered? How many countries have you overthrown? How many lies have you told? It's endless. It's snake o'clock. It's Cannibal Island. I meet cute girls in real life, but I'll never meet a cute girl on TikTok. You know why? Programmers control it. There is no male on earth who says, I'll make sure other guys have a chance to get women. Nuh-uh. They're going to do what Bill Gates did. Bill Gates, in his high school, this is a fact, he took every cute girl and put them in classes with him alone. That's how selfish he is. He said every other young man who wanted to get to know a woman in high school isn't. And it's going to be all about Bill Gates. That is how selfish they are. That's who these people are. Alright? It is not nice 30. It is snake o'clock. And there ain't no God approving us. We're just here because we're just here. It's Snake Island.